I mean, I don't know. Maybe the true ending is breaking the cycle or convincing Pluto to stop the golden rule bullshit. Because I feel like the other ones are gonna be less impactful. Anyway.
Salve, friend.
All right.
Oh. Yulia. Poor Ver.
Right,
All
let's
right,
tell him to do all the things.
I'll go.
There you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, we need 2,000 bucks every time we restart the cycle, by the way. Okay, I need to think about what to do because we don't have a lot of time. I think the plan for today is to get Galerius elected instead of the other guy. So what I have to do right now is rush to the villa and talk to that one guy about him being Quinticus, Quinctius, or whatever his real name is. We have to somehow convince Malleolus to not participate or blackmail him into not participating, something like that. I mean, I do have the key for the villa. It's right here. Let's see if I have to immediately restart the cycle. Malleus will be unavailable until Galerius has finished his errands. Huh? I was not expecting that. One thing I could do to pass the time, I suppose, is to talk to this lady right here.
Oh, another one fresh out of the baths, I take it.
We haven't talked to her since the very beginning.
Seen. Thank you.
Alright, I just wanted to make sure we did that with him. And see if we get anything new out of her.
This place has become a thorough... Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What? Really? Now... What? Well... I trust you
wow,
can...
she's not helpful, is she? Not even one bit. Also, there was something that I wanted to check because not Galerius, Ulpius
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
said he would meet Scintilla by going out in the gardens and like climbing the vines. So this is what he did, huh?
Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected, Your Majesty.
Is there any
Yes, thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to be elected.
Is there any reason for me to do this other than the obvious?
And now I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. And now,
I don't think there is.
And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens.
Really?
Under my leadership, you will finally
Freaking
enjoy
hell,
the freedom
Galerius.
you deserve.
Hurry up,
Yes,
indeed.
no more shall you walk on eggshells. Yes. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe.
Holy shit, how long does he take?
Sentius told you it was forbidden. Yes. My first act.
I don't know what else to do. I guess I can check. Collecting the plagues. I got one. Figure out how to make Malleolus drop out of the election. I need to dig some dirt. So I think this is related to the fact that he's called Quintius, and he was possibly the one that set the fires in Rome. As the residents of the villa for clues about Scintilla's disappearance. I overheard Horatius accuse Domitius. And the rest is all like Galerius and Dooley. Finding the Egyptian and the other plagues. Yeah. Is he done? Oh, he's done.
Did you just scale the wall to my villa somehow? I must remember to have words with that buffoon Domitius. Well, why?
So you're Quintius. Huh. Speechless, huh?
My name is Marcus Malleolus Gurgis. You seem to have confused me with someone else.
You have one green eye and one blue eye, just like the description in this execution order from Emperor Nero.
You mean my heterochromia? I am guilty of nothing more than having different coloured eyes. And I'm hardly the only person with the condition. Alexander the Great had it too, as it happens. I like to think it is simply the way the gods have chosen to mark a natural-born ruler. Nothing more.
Apparently Quinticus also suffers from delusions of grandeur.
Well, I am not suffering from any delusions, as today's election will firmly establish.
I can't prove it to you yet, but I will.
Unlikely, because it simply isn't true.
Alright, do you know anything about Scintilla's disappearance?
Of course not. But as I always say, if Sentius can't protect his daughter, how can we trust him to protect this city?
What aren't you telling me?
Look, if you're trying to find her, you may wish to check the cisterns beneath this villa. Domitius says he saw a body there some weeks back. Of course, just to be clear, I take no responsibility for what happens to you down there. I trust you can see yourself through the...
So, the body down there is actually... the body of Scintilla? Could it be? I mean, I told you that body was old. But, how do we do that? Do I have to rewind the time and... What's this? Not from Yulia. Oh. It's just a sort of suicide note. Was that the cistern? I thought the body was at the bottom of his pool. I mean, it said at the cistern under the villa, so if that crushed, like, the floor, maybe we reached the cisterns. I mean, the other way to get to the cisterns would be to have freaking Galerius win the election, get Dooley out of prison, having given me the key. But we can't do that without somehow pulling this guy out of the election. How do we do that? We need to dig some dirt on Malleolus. I don't know how. Like, I'm sort of running out of options here.
You're not supposed to be.
My bad, I'll be going now.
I should hope. This is outrageous.
Why is she crying? There's just a bunch of money in Malleolus' chest. I don't know what else to do.
Hey! You're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you?
Ooh, that's the way to the cistern? Yes, why?
Nobody's told you about Hannibal? Ugh, why do I have to do everything round here? So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent. Used to go down into the cisterns looking for junk he could clean up and sell. One day, a few weeks back, he comes out and tells me the cisterns are haunted. Said he could hear spirits wailing. Of course, nobody believed him, because who trusts a Carthaginian, right?
Right.
Anyway, a few days later, he goes back in. And hours go by, and he hasn't come back out, yeah? So I go down after him, and it's dark. But in the distance, I can just make out his body, sprawled out on the ground. And hunched over him was something that made my blood run cold. No word of a lie. I saw a creature. Like the corpse of a man who'd been flayed. And it was eating Hannibal.
Wasn't that broken the golden rule?
If it was a man, maybe. But I swear on my life this was no man. More like a Strix. Or some Versipelus that feeds on human flesh.
Right.
I didn't stick around to see which.
Well, I mean, I want to go anyway. What did you do?
What any sane person would have done. I legged it out of there and put a sign at the door to warn the others.
Well, that was a great story, but I'm still going down there.
Well, it's your funeral.
Thank you. All right. It's just a statue. It's nothing too spooky. I've seen these things. I've defeated them multiple times. This place is huge, by the way. Alright, so let's run around the perimeter. And figure out the place before we go anywhere else. There's a hole in the wall here. Where's this go? Ooh. Oh yeah, we've seen this somewhere, didn't we? Oh shit, I'm stuck. Where is this guy? A crushed creature. An emaciated human-like creature spattered in gold appears to have been crushed to death while entering the cistern from the cave beyond. Goldify the water. I don't think I can goldify the water. I tried. I can only goldify the moss that's in the water. Like that. Right, see, there's another thing here. And I can reach it if I do this. Dude. Oh. $700, that's it? Oh man. Imagine the amount of wonder future archaeologists would have seen a basin with tons and tons of gold. I mean... Does the gold keep the properties of the water? Is it gonna be liquid gold? Or would that be like a solid block of gold? Okay, what's going on here? A lunar pendant, a coin pouch. A lunar pendant. There's a Latin inscription on the back which reads Sen dia def. I'll take that. I will be taking that. Thank you very much. Imagine trying to figure out how they managed to fill this entire hole with just solid gold. I know, right? Well, I mean, technically, if you could melt the gold, it would just, you know, form around the place. Send nudes. I think there was a please at the end, a PLZ. Might be wrong though. Okie doke. We have a few golden statues down here, but no dead body. Alright. I had to know. Now this is gonna be stupid. Oh my god. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. I hate that. I hated that. I hated it. This person is alive. Is that Scintilla? The door is locked. Can't open it. Alright, chill, woman. I'm here. Jesus Christ. Hey, what's up? Who are you? What's happening here? Hey.
You? Who are you? Did he send you?
I'm Cure. Nobody sent me.
And do you know you're here? You have to help me escape before that monster comes back.
What is going on here? Also, thanks, Peach Katie for the follow. Thank you.
I'm Scintilla. I found a way out through the Gate of Horn, but it's locked. So I told him about it, and instead of helping me escape, he locked me up. He wants to keep us all here forever, or until we're turned to gold. He's a monster. You have to let me go so we can kill him and take his key.
Who are you talking to? Who are you talking about? Who did this to you?
Sentius, my adoptive father.
I knew it was Sentius.
Furies, help me. I'll castrate and crucify him.
How hasn't this broken the golden rule?
I don't know. He said the gods are on his side because they don't want us to escape either.
See, I told you, he has a way to escape the golden rule. He did in the Skyrim mod, so it must be somewhat the same. Is there a way out?
Behind me. There's an aqueduct tunnel bringing water from outside the city, so it should lead us outside. The only problem is it's barred by a heavy locked gate, and he has the only key.
Right. What will you do if I release you?
I'm going to take that key from around his neck, even if it means cutting his throat to
that's
get it.
gonna be a problem.
I'm done caring about the golden rule. I just want out. Help me, and we can escape together.
What about the others?
There won't be enough time. Just you and me. What do you say?
I mean, I'm sorry, but if I let you go, everyone else is going to die. But if I round up everyone so they're ready to escape once the golden rule is broken?
There's no time. Wait, did you hear that? He's here. Quick, you have to let me go. It's now or never.
Sorry, but if I let you go, everyone else is gonna die. It doesn't matter. I can go back in time and redo it. I want to see who it is. I want to see if
What?
actually
No.
senses comes
You can't
down
just leave
here,
me here. How can you be so heartless?
and what he has to say about it. Heartless, just rational. Our escape is worth the lives of everyone. I've changed my mind. I will let you go. Forget the others. Let's get out of here. It's too dangerous. Let me see if I can persuade senses.
It's no use. You'll never persuade him of anything. I'm telling you, he's a monster. Please.
I need to try.
You're making a mistake.
Look, I understand, but I have to try. Senses. Says it's down there. It's not moving. This door is locked. Shit. How do I leave? Do I have to go back? I'm gonna go back down, I suppose. Back down and back up again. But he was not coming, so she was definitely lying about that one.
So you survived the system. Probably just a stroke of fortuna. Don't get cocky.
Harvey.
Harvey?
Ah, you've returned. Do you have any news about your investigation?
I know what you did to Scintilla. I'd like to get an explanation about that one.
Me? What are you talking about?
Dude, you're keeping her tied up in the cistern.
You know, you remind me of him.
Him? Who?
Al Worth.
Oh.
The fellow who came through the portal before you.
You remember him?
Come now. Surely you didn't think you were the only one here who remembered everything. You see, my connection to the portal somehow preserves my memories from one room to the next.
Asshole.
Whether that was Proserpina's intention or a happy accident, I'll never know. But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was thinking you're a little bit sharper than Al was. Or perhaps you're just more willing to break the rules. He was a moralistic fellow, never once compromised on his principles. And because of that fatal flaw, he relived this day many thousands of times before we finally had this conversation. I watched him come through the portal each time, always a little older, a little more disheveled, a little more haunted. And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about to, it broke him. He drank a jug of wine, tied a noose around his neck, and took his own life, just before he was shot with a golden arrow. The next time I awoke, you showed up, but you've caught up to where he was so quickly. I mean, you've lived through the day, what, 7 times?
Did you actually
Most
count?
impressive.
Is that right?
Everything you've done has been in vain, because there's no escape, except the path that Al took, the path he wrote about on his tablet. What was it? Ah, yes. Best to take your own life now. So, you discovered my secret. So what? What are you going to do about it?
I mean, you knew there was a way out, and even locked up your own daughter to keep it a secret. Why?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown attached to all this. My title, my beautiful villa, the sun on my face, the music of birds chirping. And as long as this day keeps repeating itself, I get to enjoy it all, over and over again, For eternity. Don't you see?
Right, so you're a sicko.
I have found a way to prolong my life indefinitely. To cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods.
I hate to break it
Can
to
you
you, dude,
honestly
but
say you would not wish the same
we're all
for
dead.
yourself?
This is. I know the key to the exit.
And why would I agree to that?
What's to stop me from taking it by force?
The only way you're getting this key is over my dead body.
I mean, I can do that.
And if I die, I won't be able to open the portal for you again, meaning you'll have created a paradox.
What if I just knock you
see,
out, though?
It was my actions that brought you to this point in time.
Or choke you a little bit.
If you kill me, you'll stop me from doing so, and you being here will be an impossibility.
But that's bad
That
for you,
means
though.
if I die, you'll be flung back to your original time, having caused the deaths of everyone here, and you'll never be able to undo it. Is that what you want?
If you don't hand it over, you might have an uprising on your hands.
You might want to think that through. If anyone so much as touches me, everyone dies.
It's the right thing to do.
Oh, you and your pathetic morality. Nobody cares about your opinions or what happens, where you're from. Least of all, me. Understand that to me, you've never been anything more than a useful idiot, and you're no longer useful.
This isn't
I
over.
certainly hope not. In fact, I want it to go on and on forever until you wither and die like Al did, and the gods send yet another useful idiot to extend my life for me.
I'll find a way to break the cycle, and you with it.
What are you going to do? Beg the gods for help? They don't care about you, and neither do I. Now, get out of my villa. I'm bored with you.
Okay. So, where does that leave me, though? I guess I'll find the other plagues and then we'll see what to do once we find those.
Are
Fear
they
is
keeping
proof
an eye
of
on
a
things,
degenerate
Horatius?
mind. As always, priestess.
Hello.
Ah, a fellow traveler. I hope that our paths...
Oh wait, no, the Greek plague. Which plague do I have? I got the Roman plague. But for the Greek plague, he told me to ask some romance or something?
And in they do this all the time. At first, I pull my... But the plague you seek was pilfered from a collection
Oh,
of...
Dooley
old
has the plague. I
and
forgot.
Besides, I hope that...
Dooley has the plague. Okay, never mind that one. What's the other one? Who is the one guy that I am not finding? By the way, I know there is a guy
That's
that we
quite an impressive
Fear
bow
is
you have
proof
there.
of a degenerate
cannot
mind.
talk to. And I don't know where I can
What is
find
it,
him.
citizen?
And this guy is not showing me the
All right.
list. Unless I have the list. Citizen register. I have that. Okay. So I'm looking for a guy called Kabash. He's disappeared. Fuck. Well, that's not good. Now what? Now I had to figure out a way to convince people.
The new
To vote for...
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold
to vote
braying.
for
Livia,
Galerius, but I don't know
Would
how.
you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are
For the god, if you don't
ignorant.
stop talking, Olivia.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you? Ah, you're here. And there's...
No, interested, sorry.
Oh, I see. You prefer the company of men. Maybe you should go and make friends with Virgil instead. I take back what I said. Let's just forget that ever.
I'm looking for Kabosh. Have you seen him?
Not for a few weeks now. Last time I saw him, he was sitting at a table with Georgius, whispering about some job.
Oh.
I remember because they kept looking over their shoulders as if they didn't want anyone else to know. So, naturally, I hovered.
Right.
The one word I kept hearing was vanishing, and then, the next day, Kabash just disappeared. Coincidence? I think not.
Interesting.
All right, see-
I'll go ask that guy then. Let's go ask Georgius. Oi, Ulpius.
Shalom, friend.
Shalom. Who are you going to vote for?
Sentius.
Fair enough. Fuck.
All right.
Can't break that one.
Welcome
Hey.
to my humble...
I'm looking for Kabosh. I heard you were the one of the last people to see him.
I knew this day would come. I do not wish to lie to you, my friend, but even discussing this matter is dangerous.
Why is that?
Please, let us leave the live coals safely beneath the ash.
You can trust me. We foreigners had to stick together, remember?
Very well. But the magistrate would not look kindly upon this, so please keep it to yourself. The magistrate can go for several months now, I have been sneaking out at night to worship the gods of my ancestors in the temple of Demeter.
Right.
Each day, I leave offerings of food in the hope that we may have a bountiful harvest. And yet the next day, when I return, the food is missing.
How strange.
So I ask, who or what is devouring the food in this temple? Stranger still. Once I sat in front of my shop like the 100-eyed Argus until dawn to see if I could spot a thief going in. But do you know what I saw?
What? Animals.
Nothing. Nobody entered. And yet when I went to take a look, my offering was gone. It is bizarre, is it not?
It is.
When I told my friend Kabash of this at the tavern, he offered to help investigate. He went in, and to my dismay, he was never seen again.
Well, I'm off to the temple then. Where is the temple?
It is the only Greek temple in the city. Head towards the baths, and it is the last building on your right. I do not think you should pursue this, my friend. But you do not strike me as a kind of person to be deterred by such warnings.
No, I'm going now. Okay, the baths. And then to the right. I know the baths are around here somewhere. Is this the temple? This is the palace, it's not the temple. This is the palace. I think the baths are here. And then to the right? Is it this thing? Wait, no, that's a shrine. Oh no, this is the temple. Hang on. Okay. Greek statue of a woman. A Greek statue, probably the goddess of whom this temple is dedicated. Perhaps a local Greek resident would know more about her. I mean, this is the meter, isn't it? Okay, I'm waiting for the... Oh boy. Here we go. Have I been here before? I feel like I've been here before, but I couldn't continue because I didn't have the power of the golden bow. A lyre. A Greek lyre played by being strummed with a plectrum. Okay. Hello? The heck? Where is this? Oh my god. This guy's living the life down here. What the heck?
Come and join me by the fire.
Hey man. I will in a moment, hang on. Oh, this is the way out. Okay.
Come and join me by the fire.
I will. Oh, the plague. I found the plague, but I cannot take it. I'm gonna have to see. What is this? A bathtub. A large tub which has been converted into an eccentric bed. Alright. Where's this going? Into a locked area. Anything around here? No, really. Well, let's talk to this guy.
Ah, a visitor. Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name?
I'm Kure.
It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here?
Well, I'm looking for a plaque that was removed from the obelisk.
Ah, yes. That cursed thing. I know exactly where it is.
Yeah, me too. It's right behind you.
I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I have been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute. I'm hoping that person is you. Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule?
Pluto, the god of the underworld.
Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue?
Sure. Sounds, easy enough.
Wonderful. Then let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong?
I'm not sure. It's a complex question.
You are an overthinker too. We're the same then. It is probably why I became a philosopher. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the Golden Rule, surely your struggle can only have become more difficult.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's reassuring. And the truth is, you're not alone. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to think of ourselves as good people. But under the Golden Rule, morality matters. The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution.
Except that's not really
so to
true,
navigate
though.
this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree?
Whose version of right and wrong?
That is an excellent question, and it leads directly to my next line of inquiry. So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
There's more than one.
How can that be? Since they all have differences, it follows that in some cases they would offer different conclusions about what is right and wrong.
That is true.
If there is a correct moral code, then wouldn't it follow that only one can be the correct one?
The correct moral code depends on the laws and the custom of whichever society you're in.
Ah, you know, I think you'd find an ally in Herodotus, a scribe from among my people who lived some 400 years ago. He told the story of a man named Darius, whose curiosity was piqued when he learned that a certain tribe had the practice of eating their dead.
Yummy.
He asked some Greeks who burnt their dead, "What would it take for you to eat your dead?" Aghast, they replied, "Nothing." Then he asked the tribe who ate their dead, "What would it take for you to burn your dead?" "Nothing," they replied, equally aghast. From this, Herodotus concluded that custom is king, that right and wrong are merely local ideas which do not survive the journey from one tribe to another.
True.
I take it you're in agreement?
Yes.
Then let me ask you this. If you visited a tribe where they ate each other, copulated with the dead and drank wine from cups made out of human skulls, would you still maintain that within such a tribe there is nothing wrong with such conduct?
I mean, if I was from that tribe... What did he ask? Did he say if I came in contact with one of the tribe, or if I was in a tribe that did that? Because if I was part of the tribe, then sure, there would be nothing wrong with it. Because that's how you learn that things work. But if I was an outsider that came in contact with that tribe, then I would find it repulsing, you know? Suppose not.
And that's a credit to you. It is the mark of a civilized person to change their position when presented with a superior argument.
Wait, I want to change my answer. What's your point?
My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast rules about right and wrong.
Well, yeah, of course. How about do not kill, though?
Surely you would agree there are circumstances where an exception may be made, such as where it is necessary for self-defense or to prevent a greater evil? For any rule,
that doesn't make it right, though. That makes it necessary. There's a difference.
May be suspended, and those situations are impossible to codify. If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we must accept our limitations, and the sad truth that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule.
But that's not a utopia,
this
though.
And no other is the root from which a tyrant springs, when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny is no utopia at all.
Exactly. I agree.
I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions.
So what's your story?
You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for company? It's a long story.
I'm listening.
I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was good. One night, I found myself in a tavern in an argument with a drunk mercenary. It became heated, he drew a gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain death under the Golden Rule. So I began looking for a place to hide underground. Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see, I was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny.
Why can't you return to the surface?
My generation was wiped out, turned to gold many years ago. My friends and I were able to avoid the same fate by hiding down here.
Because there's no golden
To
statues.
assume that if I was to return, Hades would realize that his furies hadn't finished the job.
Damn.
And he'd send them after me again.
You mean Pluto, right?
They are one and the same.
Yeah.
The Romans call him Pluto, but long before that, my people called him Hades.
So why can't you tell me your name?
I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake, that Hades would hear you and know I am still alive.
Fair enough. Where's everyone else?
I'm afraid I am the only one left. There were 12 of us in the beginning, but one by one, my friends passed away.
Just old
Some
age?
from malnutrition.
Oh.
Others from madness and despair.
Right.
It has been lonely. Before my unexpected visit from Kabash some weeks ago, I'd not seen another person
So where's Kabash?
in many, many years.
How have you survived down here?
Living in darkness is not without its challenges. The first challenge is diet. Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the nutrients I need. And sometimes, when there are Greek people living up above, I surface at night.
Of
to
course, you
salvage
steal the
offerings they've
the,
left in the temple
the
of
offerings.
Demeter. The greater challenge is the isolation. So I like to imagine arguments, where I argue both sides. But, like so many things in life, arguments are better with a partner.
True, true. Let's talk about
As
something
you
else. What do you think about the Golden Rule?
Did we not discuss it at length already?
We did. Do you know of a way out of here?
Ha! If I did, would I be living like this?
Fair point. So where can I find Kabash?
I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people.
Really?
When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not.
Of course.
Thus, the Shrine of Persephone became the Shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the Temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans.
I'm with you so far.
However, there was one thing that always seemed out of place to me, and it is the very thing you seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription.
Ah. What did it say?
We had no idea until years later, when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay
And there
them
were
to
Egyptians
rest.
before.
We extended the tunnel so
the
far
Greeks.
that we accidentally
Holy
discovered
shit.
another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden.
So it's not
Suddenly it
even
made sense
Pluto,
why there
it's
was
like-
an out-of-place Egyptian plaque.
It's
among
the
our
Egyptian
people's
god of
possessions.
death.
You see, we
Anubis?
proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts
No.
for stealing and corrupting our heritage.
It's.
But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any
not
of us
Seth.
imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail.
What's in there?
There are certain things you must see for yourself. Take this key. You'll need it to open the
Osiris.
gate.
Osiris. Really? Where are we going now?
I enjoyed our chat, but please keep my presence here a secret, yes?
Sure, yeah, alright. Thank you. I feel like Anubis would be like the guardian of the afterlife. Anubis was the god of the dead. Right. I guess that makes sense. Maybe they are different in the Egyptian mythology. So he said that Kabash is pharaoh down here. Oh fuck! Oh dude! Get the fuck out of here! Nope. Was that you, Kabash? Egyptian vases, huh? Door is locked from the other side. Egyptian board game. Oh my god. Yeah, this is older. Holy crap, there's a whole thing down here. This is Egyptian. Oh shit. Holy fuck. Oh, you scared the living shit out of me, lady. can hear another one. Where? Oh, it's right under me? Okay. Oh, there's multiple, huh? Oh, shoot. How many more? But yeah, there's definitely like Egyptian houses and you know, hieroglyphics. Oh my god, one hour. Where did that even go? A statue of Aker, ancient Egyptian deity said to guard against the evil spirits and welcome the dead to the underworld. Interesting. Yeah, this is that. Oh, so it was probably if I didn't want to fight them, but I have so many arrows I don't even care. That's Anubis. Yeah, that's Anubis. An Egyptian plague which translates to the many shall suffer for the sin of the one, even here. There's many Anubises. And that's a man. And there's a hole. Do you think there's any even older?
Stop. Do not come any closer. Who are you?
Ankure, who are you?
I am Kabash.
Ooh, Kabash.
And let me guess, another Greco-Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors.
Actually, no. I'm just looking for an Egyptian plague. Do I look Greco-Roman to you?
Trousers, boots, curious here. No, I suppose you do not. Then what do you want?
I'm just looking for an Egyptian plague.
To what end?
I want to return it to the obelisk.
That is welcome news. You really are not Greco-Roman, are you? I was planning to return it myself, but for now, I must remain. Here, take it, and restore the honor of Osiris.
Osiris, yeah, you were right. Thanks.
Now, as for the other plaque.
The fourth one, do you know about that?
Indeed, I have it right here. I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit, and there it was.
May I have it?
You may not. In fact, I am about to destroy it.
Why?
Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie.
How so?
I will tell you, but first, do you know what this place is?
The Duat?
Indeed, and I see you know our history. This is the Duat. See what has become of it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story, and here is what I have learned. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers. But instead of adopting our ways, they copied and corrupted them. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, they desecrated it, removing his name and replacing it with Hades. Even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, they renamed to
Dude,
Kera,
how long is
as
this
if that
stealing of
designation
gods
was
have been
not
going
enough.
for? Like,
We built over this place,
and why is
using
nobody in
it
the
as
modern world
foundation
making a new
for their
religion with
own
all those
underworld,
gods?
so that ours was forgotten. My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the Romans rose to power, renaming Hades to Pluto, and the cycle began anew.
So what's the problem with this plaque? Is that it's even older, isn't it?
It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize, but it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name. But if that is so, it would imply the gods of Egypt are mere imitations too, copied and corrupted from an ancient people who prospered even before us, and that my people did to them what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this I cannot accept. I sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper, seeking to undermine Osiris once more.
What does the inscription say?
You will never know. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed, thrown into the black abyss below in Osiris's name.
Please don't.
You are too late. It is done.
I wish you hadn't done that.
It could not have gone any other way. It was Osiris's will. Now, the thing of evil you sought is gone. Why are you still here?
What do you think is down there?
I do not know. What could possibly lie beneath the underworld? Perhaps it is infinite darkness. Perhaps it is the lair of Amit, the devourer of souls. All I know is, it would be unwise to venture down there.
Well, that just makes me want to go down there even more.
Is everyone so contrary where you are from? Do not even consider it.
Do you know a way out of here? Probably
This is where I belong,
Of
as
course.
Kert.
What do you think about the golden rule?
I think if someone is to break the golden rule, it will not be me. For I try to live as I always have by the command of the goddess
The Ma'at. Yeah.
Do to the doer to make him do. As for the punishment
Wait,
that
what?
will come from it, I finally understand why it has long been said among my people that gold is the skin of the gods.
What's the story?
I am from Rakotis, which you may know as Alexandria, the name of the city the Greeks built over it. I was a fisherman, like my father before me.
Right.
Since the Romans had taken over from the Greeks, I took the opportunity to learn Latin and eventually traveled to Rome. When the fires broke out last year, I tried to help. I gathered terrified locals into my boat and led many of them to safety farther along the Tiber. On my 7th trip, a passenger demanded I wait for his brother. But we were full to almost sinking, and smoke was all around us. I told him his brother would have to save himself, and he tried to bribe me by placing a coin into my hand. When I refused, he drew a dagger and thrust it between my ribs. I awoke on the banks of the river to a stranger wearing a ram headdress. He said his name was Kerti, and at the time, I simply thought him odd. It did not dawn on me until much later that he was the Kerti, the ram-headed ferryman described in the Book of the Dead.
I'll be going now.
Good. Be gone. Wait. You are planning to go down there.
Do not draw
I
your
see it
bow.
in your eyes.
We'll see.
I urge you, return to the surface with the Romans. It will be safer for you.
I mean, probably safer, yeah, but you threw the plague down there, so I have to go now. Thanks for that. Kerthi! Egyptian ram had a deity believed to be the Egyptian, by the Egyptians to ferry the deceased to the underworld. He's associated with the death and Osiris, the god of the underworld. This must be the man in the ram headdress who Kabash saw when he awoke by the river. Alright, Kabash, it was nice meeting you.
That lamp, praise Ra. Truly, the gods are powerful in this place.
Yeah. A Sumerian plague. A plague bearing the cuneiform inscription Nergal the Fierce One. I have heard of Nergal. And I was about to say cuneiform because I remember a friend of mine actually studied to be an archaeologist, but then she sort of gave up midway. But we talked a lot about, you know, all these things and what came before the Egyptians. And she was studying cuneiform as a language, and that is definitely older than Egypt. It's like, I don't know, like Babylon times? Before that even? Oh man, how the frick do I get out of here now? Whoa, what's this? I cannot go there. I'm stuck? Help. What is this? Corroded brass plate. Well, fuck me. That nearly got me. Barricades. Wait, there's another one? Hang on, I have to check what happened here. Oh! Never mind, that's nothing I can... There's nothing I can do there. I can just move forward. There's just another trap over here, and I'm guessing it's that giant boulder right there, which I am going to avoid by running. I'm just gonna avoid it. That's what I'm gonna do. Whoa, okay. What's this?
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction.
What are you doing down here?
That was a promise. You will die here.
Oh, dude, no. There's no need for this to end in violence.
I disagree. I warned you against coming down here, against perpetuating this sacrilege, but you persisted. You have undermined and dishonored the true God of the underworld.
Dude, really?
How did you think this would end, if not with bloodshed?
Just hear me out.
Very well, I will listen. But if I sense deception, or if you further insult my gods, I will carry out my threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
If something can be destroyed by the truth, it deserves to be destroyed by the truth. There's no shame in building on the works of people who came before you. I'm just trying to replace all the plagues taken from the desecrated obelisk. I'm just trying to replace the plagues, man.
Why? To what end?
I'm hoping that will earn me an audience with the god of the underworld.
But why? What business could you have with Osiris?
I'm going to confront him about the golden rule.
Blasphemous fool! You have sealed your own fate.
Well, if you attack me, you'll break the golden rule.
Ha, good. I welcome it. You see, the philosopher told me that each time it breaks, Osiris bellows with rage, and his voice shakes the very foundations of the earth. I can only hope one more tremor will lay waste to this fragile place once and for all.
Fuck's sake, okay.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh, this is bad. It's flooding. It's fucking flooding. I'm dead. Son of a bitch. Okay, how do I solve this?
When
I'm just trying to replace the plaque. I'm gonna try to say something else. I'm going to demand you to let everyone go.
Blasphemous fool!
Alright, it's the same. The Oasis.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Fuck you guys. I'm out of here. Bitches. Sensius. Where the frick am I? Oh, I know where I am. Shit. I just have to figure out a way back now. Dude. I have a vague idea where I have to run. I think this is gonna put me out near the where am I gonna be?
Everybody hide.
I'm gonna be near the thing, what's it called? The amphitheater. So I can probably run through here. In here. Up here. Zip line right to the temple, maybe. Okay, I made it out. I have 3 out of 4 plagues. I just have to find the Greek one, but I don't... Oh. Which leads once again to Dooley, doesn't it? We have to get Dooley out of prison. How do we do that? Hey, my guy.
Salve, friend.
Oh, the golden rule is going to be broken soon. I need you to quietly get everyone except Sentius ready to run into the upper cistern when the ground starts to rumble.
What? That's a big ask. But I doubt I'll be able to gather more than a handful of people.
And then we go to Scintilla, and we get out. Alright, I'm gonna give Dooley some time. Sorry, not Dooley, Galerius.
You, Sisyphus,
Don't you just love
attack
springtime?
or pursue the stone that always...
Arve.
Ah, interesting.
On your best behavior, I trust?
That's probably gonna be another
How
ending.
you're allowed a weapon and I'm not. Hey! You're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you?
I know about your creature, don't worry about
Whoa.
me. Maybe you need to send him to the errands first so people are actually inclined to go with him? I mean, maybe. I forgot that this guy is here. Missed. Missed. Hit. But we'll see. I mean, I thought it was already turned to gold. I don't know why. Is what I meant to say. Oh, fuck. Okay, careful now.
You.
I know, we've had this conversation before.
What? God, am I going out of my mind? Are you going to let me go or not?
I've told Galerius to lead everyone here when the golden rule is broken so they can escape too.
How did you know? Wait, did you hear that?
What?
He's here. He must be coming in through the door behind me. You distract him. Stay right here and keep him talking while I look for something I can use.
Right. Hey, buddy.
What did you do with Scintilla? Where is she?
What? I thought you knew. You're human garbage, you know that?
So that is how it's going to be. Oh well, this doesn't change anything for me. So, you discovered my secret. So
Wait.
what? What are you going to do with that?
Well, so you asked me to figure out who was going to break the golden rule, knowing I would fail every time. You knew there was a way out and even locked up your own door to keep it a secret. Why? I mean, we know why.
Of course. There's no way you could have succeeded. Every soul who has ever found themselves here has broken the golden rule eventually. It is inevitable. Man will always sin sooner or later. Any idiot could tell you this, but where others might see tragedy, I saw, as I told you the first time we met, I found a way to cheat death by reliving the same day over again forever. And I will continue living long after your dust.
You knew there was a way out and even locked up your own daughter to keep it a secret. Why?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I have grown.
We know, it's
and
the same
as long
exact
as this
conversation we
day
already had.
keeps repeating itself. I have found a way to prolong my
It's the
life
same exact conversation.
indefinitely. To cheat death. I have become, in effect, as immortal as the gods. Can you honestly say you would not wish the same for yourself?
Well, let's see you cheat this.
Do you really think you can take on a Decurion with that flimsy little bow?
No, but she can. I probably could, but I'm going to let her have this one.
Who? Scintilla? Where is she?
I'm right here, Father.
Whoa! She actually fucking set him on fire! Well, that's gonna break the golden rule.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Come on, we have to go. The others should be right behind us. Hey, what's happening to you? That light, it's so bright.
This is where our path separates. Sorry. But hey, this is the bad good ending, you know? Yo, Al.
Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
I know. I came in to find you.
Well, here I am.
Ankuri, I was hoping you'd know who I am.
Funny you should ask. I was just reading an old tablet I found here. Well, trying.
Alright,
It
yeah, it's the
described
same
an event
thing.
about 2,000 years ago. Freed an imprisoned woman named Scintilla, who then murdered her captor, breaking some kind of ancient law.
Yeah, that was
It
me.
said the attack caused golden statues to come alive, hunting down everyone in the city and turning them into gold.
Mhm.
Apparently, Scintilla and a handful of other citizens managed to escape, while the stranger disappeared in a flash of light.
That's me.
What? You're saying you were here 2,000 years ago?
When I first arrived here in the present day, I found your corpse hanging from a noose. It's the same thing. I have the
Oh my
tablet.
God, I've spent a lifetime.
I was reading about a different version of you. I changed the past and your fate. I helped Scintilla kill the men who opened the time portal and drew you back in time, preventing it from ever happening.
So you're saying, because a man from 2,000 years...
Yeah, now you're getting it.
I guess you saved my life then, as well as helping a bunch of others to escape. That's a lot to take in.
We're still stuck in there, though, right? How about we get out of the place?
Maybe we can escape through the same aqueduct Scintilla used, if we can find it.
Oh, cool, yeah. That's right here in the cistern. Follow me. Holy shit, are we actually gonna find a way out? Al? Yeah, this is the way out.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple.
Good idea.
You go on ahead.
Karen? Karen, I'm coming for you, Karen. Where's she? Where is she? Where is Karen? Karen? Fuck's sake, Karen.
You're back. But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al?
Oh, Al is right behind me. He'll be here in a moment.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
Cut the crap. I discovered your real name is Karen or Kurthy or whatever.
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions.
Alright, take it easy, Karen. Who are you, really?
You can just call me Charon, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience,
Only 5,000?
that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time.
What truth is that?
That you died, of course. You were dead when I brought you here.
Karen, you better take me to
My
heaven right
role,
now.
as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the chosen to cross the threshold from the land of the living to the land of the dead.
If you can do that, you can do the opposite. Okay? Take me back. How did I die?
Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma.
Okay, maybe I don't want to know how I
Most
died.
would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly.
I want to know.
Do you really want to know?
I do.
As you wish. You were murdered.
Ah, fuck it.
You were exploring an old tomb when you discovered a cache of forgotten relics, including 2 silver coins of ancient origin. Unfortunately, as you emerged into daylight, you were set upon by 2 thieves.
Really?
A nearby
What
hiker
a stupid
saw the
way to
scuffle
die.
break out and leapt to your aid, trying to help you recover your bounty. You both fought bravely, but your assailants
was
were
that Al?
armed, and you were not. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours later. That man's name was Al Worth. You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Karen's Opal by some, and so it was my duty to bring you here.
So what's so special about these coins?
Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouths to pay the ferrymen for passage across the river.
Yeah, but you didn't
Well,
really get me across the river.
Those stories contained a seed of truth, but not any coin would do.
You took me to the
A long
freaking
time
Golden
ago,
City.
My
Stupid.
master created 1,000 silver coins and had me distribute them across the world. My orders were simple. Whenever a person died in possession of a coin, I was to locate them and ferry them here.
Right. Why?
That is a question you would have to ask him, if that were still possible, in light of the path you have chosen. I am just his servant, doing his bidding.
So what now?
Only now, I find myself bereft of purpose. You see, the coins on you and Al were the last of the 1,000 in existence. There is nobody else to ferry here, nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course.
Right. Can't you ask Hades to do like a season 2 of the Golden House TV show special here? Hey, you return us to the land of the living.
I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I
Oh
thought I'd
look,
never
she
see
also
you again.
has a blue
Kinda
and a
lost
green
track
eye.
of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found.
Interesting.
The ruins of a long-forgotten city.
Shut up, Al.
And there was a
Nobody
tablet
listens
describing
to
an
you
event
anyway.
2,000 years ago. Supposedly, the city was destroyed when a woman murdered a tyrant with the help of, well, my new friend here. I know how crazy that sounds.
Maybe not that crazy. That woman. I don't suppose her name was Scintilla?
How could you... What?
She left a tablet of her own. I stumbled across it while I was waiting here. I think she meant for you to read it. Here, take a look.
Oh yeah?
I don't know what became of you, or if you'll ever read this, but Octavia, Lucretia, Horatius, Equitia, and I will never forget you, or what you did for us.
Wait.
It pains us that so many of our dear friends were not so fortunate, including Ulpius and Galerius, who heroically tried to rescue Dooley, but never made it back. But there is
Really?
no point dwelling on what might have been.
Bloody hell.
All we can do
Dooley.
is take this gift you've given us and try to show others the
God
same
damn it,
compassion
Dooley.
you showed us. We promise you that saving our lives was not for nothing.
Tell back to
Scintilla
Dilly.
et al.
The real main character after all.
Sounds like you meant a lot to her. I'd love to hear your story, but first, you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
That sounds
good to me.
Great.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
I am. Dude, I think this is the best ending. Ending 3. I skipped ending 2. I don't know. Oh, I think ending 2 may be the one where I just leave with Scintilla and nobody else, maybe? They actually survived, and I go back to the land of the living. I feel like that's a pretty good ending. Also, I really don't like this credits with the black and white picture. It feels like I'm looking at dead people. It's just the devs, but fucking hell. They did not die, okay, I know that. Anyway. Alright, I have to break the cycle once again. And reset. Fuck that, it's not resetting. Took you a while to write all of that, right? Where'd they find the silver coins? Did they just make any random silver coin? Amazon?
Don't you just love springtime?
I can believe that.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Alright. We have to save Dooley. I don't know how, but we have to save Dooley.
Wow, isn't that a big long butt? You stay away!
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Wee! Don't come after me, I swear I'll fight back. What happens if I kill one of the statues? Can I even do that? I mean, I don't think so, they're already gold. Alright, Sensis. Dude, Sensis?
It's almost...
Sensis? Sensis? Bloody hell. Alright, how do we get Dooley out? We have to do something about the stupid guy, the Maleolus.
Salve, friend. Oh, sounds serious.
Alright.
Alright.
Do the usual.
But how... Oh...
Also, I have to find, Oh, no, that's it. Yeah, that's all we have to do. I need more evidence linking Maleolus to the name of Quinticus. How do we do that?
Ixion turns.
Where do we find more evidence? His wife. But his wife won't talk to me.
Fabia, listen.
There's a troublemaker coming into the city.
I know, and I'll take care of him. Just go and hide, but not in the empty shrine.
We've done everything with the people around here.
No time to explain. Go.
Unless this guy.
I'll be in my bakery. Thank you,
Oh, these people.
Hey,
maybe know
Virgil.
something.
How
I don't
much
know.
would you want to make me a bow?
Or Julia and Ulpius.
But why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend
I don't
myself
know.
against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapon.
How come you're allowed a weapon and I'm not?
I mean, there's nothing else in the villa. I know that for sure. We looked everywhere. Sorry, that's an email. Oh, okay, good. Sorry, just wrapping up the experiment today. I thought maybe she would say something if we listened, but oh no.
Boy! How did you get in there, you cheeky little stirkers?
Thank you, Galerius.
Welcome.
You're a good man. And I'll be sure to leave Virgil alone. I know I haven't been at my best lately.
Sorry, was there some...
Now, I've got to run.
Shit.
You mean it was we, but they, I remember. Alright.
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's.
I don't know. I'm out of ideas. I don't know.
Salve. Well,
For the right price, I'll tell you where you can get your own.
now you're talking. I'm interested.
5,000.
Oh, that's a little excessive, don't you think? It's not the...
I think it's an investment. A few little coins in exchange for riches beyond imagining it.
All right. But I'm going to need you to...
Well, in that case, the deal's off.
Wait. Let's not be too hasty, friend. I just want a little assurance that I can trust you, that's all.
You're just going to have to take your chances, I'm afraid.
Yulia, I'm so glad you didn't go through with it.
It wasn't for lack of trying.
Well, the golden rule won't allow me to not deliver on my promises.
I suppose you're right. All right, you drive a hard bargain. Here's your money. Now.
It's in the Shrine of Diana.
What? But I already knew that, you imbecile. Everyone knows that. I can't take that golden bow because stealing from the goddess in her own shrine would break the golden rule. You promised to tell me where I could get one of my own.
You can take it and you'll be able to keep it for the rest of your life.
What is this? Some kind of joke?
You gave me what I wanted and I gave you what I promised.
I will. Thank you.
I do love a good loophole.
I will.
Don't even talk to me.
Scammed. Alright, now what? Ulpius.
Shalom. All right, friend.
Fuck. Can I have the help of the priestess, maybe?
And you... Oh. Her, sis, and so it...
Nope. Shit.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Shit.
What now? I think it's gone... Oh... Bossing.
Alright. I don't know. Yeah, lady, I know, but you're not really helping me, are you? Fuck. You have the assassin note you can show to
How
his
come
wife.
you're allowed-
That doesn't. His
weapon,
wife
and
is a
I'm not?
dead end. She doesn't talk to me. I tried every single option with her.
You're not.
Can we talk?
Talk.
Would you like to some help getting back at Malleolus? When was that a new option?
An intriguing proposition.
That was new.
Go on.
I don't think Malleolus is who he says he is.
Perhaps you're not as silly as those clothes make you look. What
That wasn't
makes
there
you say
last
that?
time. It's just a hunch. I was hoping we could figure out his true identity together.
You know, I may have the very thing you're looking for. Some time ago, when he still cared for me, he wrote me a love letter. Only, he used the wrong name. Now, addressing one's wife by the wrong name is not unheard of among philandering Romans. But in this case, the name he got wrong was his own. I confronted him about it, and he stammered through some incoherent response. I let it go, eventually, and yet questions have lingered in the back of my mind ever since. But wait a minute. Why exactly are you helping me?
I want to force him to withdraw from the election.
To withdraw? Listen, I may not be Penelope to his Ulysses, but to ruin his plans to become a magistrate? You must think me quite mad.
Oh, fuck. That was a wrong answer. Ah, still the money and run.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Ooh. Oh shit! Oh my god, there's so many. Wee! Oh my god! Mwah. Ow! Sorry! It was just a little kiss. I saw another one. Barely dodged that. Oh. See you later, idiot. Look, I didn't think seducing her was the right choice, but apparently. Jesus.
Some.
Alright, go do the
Alright.
usual stuff.
But I'll.
Greetings and salutations.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. Hello?
You're not supposed to.
Can we talk?
Talk.
I'd like to get back at Malleolus.
But
I just hate to see such a beautiful woman treated so poorly.
oh, aren't you charming? I'm quite sure my husband would seethe with impotent rage if he overheard you say that. I love it. It seems our interests are aligned. I imagine knowing his true identity will give me the leverage I need to manage him appropriately. But first,
To the
need
camera,
you
I
to
actually
do something
stumbled
for
on the
me.
door and I'm seeing the door that's in between me and her. What do you want?
I want you to bring me some wine. Just one Oh, don't look at me like that. I know this must be hard for you.
Lady, I have so much wine. What do you want wine?
Let me tell you something about Malleolus. He talks a lot about freedom.
She wasn't the
but
last
what he
one in the
doesn't
city.
tell
Yeah,
you is that
I've
he means
about 10
freedom
of
for
those.
men. After all I've done for him, He said it was for my own good.
Oh, what the frick?
Tonight, at his victory party, I'm going to get good and merry. And if he tries to discipline me again, I'll threaten to expose his true identity in front. I am.
Okay, sure. That's all the questions I had. Have some wine.
Thank you.
There's a letter. Quintius, the beloved Claudia. For a time I despaired at the thought of being trapped here for the rest of my life, but then I met you and discovered that as long as I am with you, I'm exactly where I should be. Mere words cannot express my affection for you, and so I will perform a grand gesture in your honor. I will become the city's magistrate so that I may govern with wisdom and strength, with you by my side.
Now, perhaps you can tell me who Quintius really is.
According to his bounty, is the person who started the fires in Rome.
What? He's... Oh no, that's, quite a lot more serious than I imagined. I only wanted some leverage over him, not to destroy him. Give me that immediately. No.
Sure, you can have this one. I can always get another copy. No, actually, I think I'll hang on to it. What do we do, guys? Do we give it to her? Does it matter at this point? No, I think I have to keep that.
What? No.
I didn't lie to you, sorry.
It was a lie of a mission. You were planning this all along and you deliberately...
Are we going now?
I
don't give a shit about her anymore. I had to check that email though, really quick. I'll take care of that tomorrow, actually. It's not a priority. It's not something she can do like now. She's gonna have to wait until January anyway, so...
Domitius doesn't usually let anyone in here without a hefty tribute, so...
Okay, so you're Quintius.
My name is Marcus.
You have one green eye and one blue eye.
And I like to think it is...
Also sufferance of delusions. I can't prove it to you yet? Wait, what do you mean?
Unlikely.
I can't prove it. I want you to withdraw from the election.
What?
Oh, no, it's here. The option is here. Because I know you're Quintius. Your wife gave me your love letter and Nero wants you dead.
So... It finally caught up with me.
Yeah.
I suppose that makes you... What? One of Nero's assassins?
No, I'm not, fortunately for you.
So... You're not going to kill me?
No. Not if you withdraw from the election immediately and release everyone in debt or bondage to you.
Oh, so much work and money. Oh, well, if I do it, you'd let me live?
Sure, yeah, I will.
Fine. Ruling this cesspit of a city would have been beneath me anyway. There, you got what you wanted. Now, please, leave my villa.
Yeah. Alright. Now I have to... Where's the bald man? Hey.
Senti.
He's going to vote for Sentius. I have to convince most people to vote for the Baldy, but I first have to find him and tell him to fucking run for mayor. It's gonna be in the fields? Where's it gonna be? Bloody hell. Golden eggs.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Actually, kink shaming. What are you talking about? Baldy? What the frick is he gonna be?
How'd you do?
Assassin is there. He's dead.
Hey, Virgil, how much would you
Shit,
want to make
where
that bow?
is he?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
But why?
You know why.
Forbidding him and his people from engaging in some bondage. No, that... not exactly it. Baldi? Fuck. There is no quest marker for him? I mean... maybe?
Citizen.
No. Oh, that's the only one that points to Galerius, so unfortunately not. I saw somebody running. I found him. I found him. He's here. Yeah.
Salve again, friend. How is it possible that you...
Shut up. I'm relieving the same day over and over, okay? Yes, like Sisyphus.
He was...
Go on.
Yeah.
Thanks, Galerius. Alright. Still, I need to talk to you.
I saw it, and... Oh, of course! It's because I already gave it to you in a...
Yes.
Anyway, I'm sorry to ask, but is there any chance you'd be willing to do me a favor?
I already delivered the flower to Equity on your behalf.
What? How did you know? Oh...
She knew it was from you, blah blah blah
All
blah.
I can do...
Don't worry about it, I don't need
Thank you,
anything.
in the rock tunnel, near the...
I know. Even ever thought about running for
I
magistrate?
bounced the idea around once or twice, but from what I hear, Malia... maybe...
Malleolus withdrew from the election.
He did? Oh, that was unexpected. I wonder what could have possessed him to do that.
Yeah, I wonder.
Well,
don't wonder
I
too
guess
hard,
it's time for me to
though.
step up then. I'll let Equitia know I'll be running.
All
All right, friend.
Now we have to convince as many people as possible to vote for him.
All weapons are to be told.
Who are you going to vote
Not
for?
that- All right.
Always census, of course. This guy doesn't matter. I'll not try anyway.
What?
So you're going to vote for? I'm not going. Cool.
What?
Fantastic. So it's Rufius that can vote. He was right here. I know where he is. Son of a bitch. You're not fooling me twice.
Citizen.
What are you going to vote
Galerius.
for? Galerius. Good.
Fine.
Good. She cannot vote. This guy.
Greetings and salutations.
I know. What are you going to vote for?
Galerius.
Good.
But of... I hope...
Hey. You're going to vote for
Galerius.
Galerius. Good.
Hold on. No.
Whatever's in that grate...
What the fuck is happening? Sorry, my neighbors are being idiots as always. Who's this guy gonna
Sentius,
vote
I
for?
suppose.
Sentis. I'd like you to vote for Galerius.
Yeah? And what's it...
Will the gift change your mind?
Certainly. For a few thousand...
Sure. He's 3,000 denarii.
Pleasure doing business. Very well.
I'll be going now. I sold 5,000 from him anyway, so... Okay, so I think with that, we should be able to win.
A new face. It'll. Why?
Can we start the election now?
As I said,
I think it early may prevent conflict between the voters.
yes. I have a very well.
All right.
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
Time to go to the theater.
We have at least 4 or 5. That should be more than plenty. There's not that many men that can vote around here. What about save just in case? Ulpius is gonna vote for Sensius, but I should have enough anyway. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Versus 2 so far. Rufius should come soon. I should vote for Galerius anyway. There he is, so that's a 4 versus 2. Oh no, that's Rufius. Well, still.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius.
Gallus?
Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Galerius.
Virgil.
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helver.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you've put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
Our boy! Our boy finally free! The best speeches end with nothing else to see here. Move along. Yep.
Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate Galerius here has ordered your release.
You're going to let me out of here?
I'm sorry it took so long, my friend. And it wouldn't have happened at all if it wasn't for a newcomer. So be sure to offer your thanks when you can.
I will. I will. Thank you, Galerius.
The plague.
I'm so happy.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georgius I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Don't you walk out of there.
Hello? I'm Dooley.
I know, yes, that's me. You need to thank me.
Thank you. You're a big helper. I was locked up, but they let me out again. I'm so happy.
You're welcome.
You can have my shiny plaque if you want. And maybe you can help me find my treasure.
Hell
my
yes, I
friend
can.
Hannibal used to look after me. And he said he always would. But then he died. But before that, he told me if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious.
What was it?
He gave me a key to the cisterns and told me to keep it safe. He said there's something very precious way up high. Please help me find it.
Alright, I'll help you.
Oh, thank you.
Give me the key. Give me the key. Give me the key. Give me the key.
I hope you find it. Oh, look, maybe.
Alright, yeah,
it
go away,
is
go away.
treasure.
Get the fuck out of here. Go away, Dooley.
I could see it from myself.
Letter for Sensis to Dooley, we know that. Yeah.
And it's just lying out here in
The
the
Greek
open.
plague.
Maybe nobody
Dude, we have all the
notices.
plagues. So we can get that ending,
Maybe
at
no
least.
one will mind if I...
But first, I want to do the cistern thing. What the heck just happened?
The many shall suffer for the sins
Okay,
of
who
the
did
one.
that? Who the fuck did that? God damn it. Who did that? Who did that? Who did it? Who the fuck did it? Who was 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 it? I want to know who was it. Dooley. No, it cannot be Dooley. I refuse to believe it was Dooley. I refuse to believe it was Dooley.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you...
Whoa.
Oh, sounds...
Whoa. Did I just see a second? Whatever. We don't have time. Okay, where is the aqueduct again? Where's the cistern? I don't exactly remember how to get there, but I know it's around here somewhere. There's a door. Was it this? Is it around here? No, it's in here somewhere. Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember where that is? I know it's around here somewhere, I just don't exactly remember the place. There's a tiny door. Is it here? Is it down here? Are you trying to get to? The cistern. Was it near the temple? Am I going crazy? Was it on the other side? Was it near the baths, maybe?
What? My condition is nobody's business but mine.
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
Why?
Fuck.
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city.
I can't remember where it is.
The magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
Shit. It's a green door, very similar to the one where the villa is. I just can't remember where I've seen it. I think it was near the cave area, but I don't know. Pretty sure it was around here.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like the deer over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
Damn it. I've stumbled upon it like twice, but just by complete accident, so I don't exactly remember the position. I know it's a green door, that's all I remember. And I remember there's like a ladder or a staircase going sort of down.
Yulia!
Shit. Is it here on this side, maybe? No, that's the way down there. Ah, fuck. Maybe up the ladder. I mean, maybe. I don't remember it being there, though.
Citizen.
There's a door to the left of the villa. No, that's the one where Scintilla is. That's the one that I said. It's like that one.
Citizen.
It looks exactly like this one, but it's not this one. That does not take you to the other part? I don't think it does, no. There were no doors other than the one,
Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall, Sentius will be re-elected magistrate
Citizen.
by default.
I remember a similar one by the theater. Yeah, that zone. It seemed to me like it was around that area.
Salve.
There is a door up here, but it's not the one that's in here. I don't think. No, it wasn't up the ladder. It wasn't. Shit. Unlock the upper system with Dooley's key. It's near the obelisk. Is that the cistern one? I thought that was a different one.
I hope you're coping.
I know there's one like here. Oh no, it is this one. Yeah, it is this one. Ah, I just didn't remember. I thought this was a different one. Well, here we go, guys. Wait. This is Scintilla. What? The fuck am I gonna do with this? Oh, nothing. It's over. Huh, interesting. The quest is complete. There was no treasure. There was Scintilla. Well, whatever then. We can do the obelisk. Okay. Speak his name. I mean, all of these are his name. Hades, Lord of Many, grant me an audience. Nergal, Osiris, Pluto. Pluto? Oh wait, is every one of these different? Oh, so that was the Roman. This is the Greek one, probably. I see. So this is Hades. This is the Egyptian one. Yeah. Osiris. And Nergal. Whoa. Whoa. Huh. Oh. What? Stargate? Am I in a simulation? What the fuck is going on here?
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You are unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly. But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will.
What's this place?
It has come to be known simply as the Underworld, and it exists because of a wager I made long ago.
What was the wager?
That is a long story, one that began over 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. You see, long ago my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep to prevent age and sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you, without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting.
Okay. Well, that sort of makes sense. The ancient gods are aliens. It's a bit of a generic plotline. It kind of is, yeah. I was about to say that. So, you're saying that with all the ascetic monks and crazy religious people we had, we never had a human that could go for 1 year without sinning? I don't believe that. Unless you have a completely different definition of sin that it's not even known to human. A human city, you said? Oh, well, that's... I guess that's more difficult. Who are your kin?
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names. But perhaps you knew them by their Roman names. Our leader, Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, and of course,
I know who they are.
my beloved Proserpina.
Who built the city?
As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive, and then the Romans, and they all did the same thing. They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten.
How did you decide who comes here?
To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random.
Right.
To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Proserpina's along with it.
How do humans learn about the underworld?
It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people, on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Oh, right.
And his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place in their priests' pursuit of profit. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning, and in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth.
All right.
Of course.
So, what's your story?
My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know?
You're a god?
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself.
Of course.
Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey.
Why do you look and sound like a man?
My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind.
Right.
In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. Desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive.
May I see your true form?
No.
Oh, come on,
Long ago,
man.
I swore to Proserpina that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that.
Who's the woman on your left? Proserpina.
This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpina to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal. Your gaze lingers too long.
Sorry. Who's that one on your right? Is that Karen?
That is my servant.
Hey.
You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutubal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferryman. You will talk more later. For now, ask your questions.
Loki, in the sense, suspending her, etc., but putting her on display in the throne room is a bit weird. It really is, yeah.
As you wish.
Are you responsible for the Golden Rule?
That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing.
Why turn the people into gold?
That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife. Prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold, and when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place.
Oh, no.
She checked that nobody was watching, and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the wrecks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all, to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, as silent golden sentinels.
Where did the golden bows come from?
When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. A consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies.
What do you consider a sin?
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it.
Right.
Curious, is it not?
So it was not a specific set of rules, it was mostly like... if you're being a hypocrite, pretty much. If you do something and you don't want that same thing to be done to you, that's it. That's a way to break the rule. I want to talk about cultists. You're from the future is... so they know about Christianity. Yeah, that's a bit weird, but maybe, I don't know. Wait. I don't think he knows I'm from the future. That's a plot of Persephone. It doesn't seem like you've been upholding it either, though.
Enough. You clearly know nothing.
So you're responsible for destroying all these lives?
I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it.
I mean, we don't know if he knows about the future. Maybe he's in Roman time, that's why he's talking about cultists. How do you know when people sin? Is the thing, he doesn't. It's the people that know, probably.
I'm able to commune with all of the statues in the city.
Never mind.
Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes.
I mean, just because he uses, you know, a spaceship with future tech, it doesn't mean that he is from the future. Is Proserpina connected to the statues in the same way?
If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask?
He said it's a 3,000 wager, while Karen spoke of the experiment being over 5,000 years. Yeah. No reason.
Then what an odd question.
I know, I'm odd. I've seen some terrible things here that you didn't consider a sin. How could you let them happen?
Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me an example?
Well, suicide?
I've seen no such thing, but in any case, taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others.
Seems like an extremely literal interpretation of the rule.
Applying this rule always requires us to interpret the meaning of the words. A literal interpretation helps to minimize the ambiguities of your primitive language.
If our language is full of ambiguity, doesn't that make the rule inherently subjective and unreliable?
Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
No, of course not. That's not what I'm saying.
Now tell me, what other sin?
Experiments of the golden statues?
The midwife in the palace, yes. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
She wouldn't want to be experimented upon if she was gilded.
The rule is do unto others, meaning other people. Those statues are something else now.
Right.
Bloodless shadows.
Again,
mere shapes
this guy
of their
is just
former
hanging
selves.
by...
They are forsaken. What happens to them is no concern of mine.
The literal interpretation, yeah, okay.
Now
it's the
tell
same
me.
thing. Abduction.
Abduction? You mean the magistrate imprisoning his daughter in the cistern, I take it?
Yes.
He did so because she sought to escape. A sin I take particularly seriously.
Also, there are degrees of
Better
sin.
that he stops her from escaping, albeit brutishly, than I have to wipe out this entire
This is
city
bullshit.
to punish her. Wouldn't you agree?
Fair enough, but I still disagree.
Supposing you're right. Now tell...
A scam. Price gouging for life-saving medicine.
The merchant. How is that inconsistent with the rule I've outlined?
He wouldn't want someone else to demand an outrageous price for the medicine he needed if he was dying.
I disagree. Having watched this merchant, that is precisely what he would expect from others, and he would be quite capable of paying the price anyway.
So, why is that when I stole from him, I broke the rule if he was expecting people to steal from him because he steals from others? You can't know what he would expect, you're just speculating.
Applying this rule always requires speculation to some degree. It requires us to ask what another person would want if they found
Dude,
themselves
humans
in
are
another
hypocrites.
situation.
They do one thing and they mean another. Doesn't that make it inherently subjective and unreliable?
Not if we're wise enough to know the mind of man.
And you think you know the minds of other people?
Supposing...
Oh, for fuck's sake, it's always there. A scam.
Ah, the tavern keeper, yes? How is that inconsistent with the rule?
She would want someone else to sell her hemlock if she thought she was buying a means of escape.
I disagree. Having watched that tavern keeper, that is precisely what she would expect from others.
Oh, so...
She would view it as a game, one she intends to win.
Same deal. You can't know what she would expect.
Applying this...
Alright. Debt bondage.
You speak of the moneylender.
You wouldn't want to be trapped in a 30-year labor contract because of a loan.
And he would never have signed a contract pledging his labor for 30 years. All he did was enforce the terms of a contract signed voluntarily by others.
I can agree with that, but the whole concept of debt bondage, like slavery, isn't ethical. It's illegal under international law where I'm from.
Ignoring your irritating sense of moral superiority, this is interesting. I'm curious, how do people escape poverty where you're from?
They don't. It's customary to take out a loan to buy a house and in some places to pay for an education.
I see. And how long might it take such a person to repay their debt?
Too long, man. It depends. Decades, sometimes an entire life.
I fail to see how your system of loans is significantly different to a debt bondsman signing over his labor for 30 years.
Well, they're not slaves. It's not the same thing.
Hmm.
Supposing you're right, what are you gonna do? It's no wonder people say the gods are cruel. This just shows how unreliable and subjective your moral code is. You know better at judging right from wrong than any human.
Do you honestly think you could do better?
Yes. No. But that's my point. Nobody grasps that right and wrong is so perfect that can be trusted with all this power. You become a tyrant.
I should strike you down for that.
And if you did, you'd be proving my point.
Now, did you have any other questions before your reckoning?
Let's talk about something else.
Very well.
That's all the questions I had, I suppose?
Good. Then now it is time for your reckoning. Only, it seems, something is wrong. It has long been within my power to see into the hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life, but when I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. How is this possible? Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you.
Whoops.
How did you come here?
You ferried me? What are you talking about? Maybe you're getting forgetful in your old age.
You would have us believe that my servant merely forgot bringing you here.
I mean, yes. I lie, no. I misspoke. I arrived here in about 2,000 years. Do we lie or do we... Because if I say that, I'm afraid that he's gonna find out about Persephone. But if I lie, I don't think I can lie to a god. I'm gonna try.
That sounds improbable to me. Charon, does this mortal speak the truth? Or should I strike him down where he stands?
Perhaps. The waters of the River Lathe are known to have that effect.
I will take you at your word. But as long as your past remains shrouded in mystery, it seems I must put your reckoning on hold.
You.
But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
I would like you to put an end to the Golden Rule.
Your hubris is amusing, so I will allow you to make your case. But I warn you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called Golden Rule?
Man. If you're doing this for love, you should know that Proserpina doesn't love you. How can you expect us to live without sin if you can't do it yourself? The Golden Rule is corrupting the city and ensuring you'll never win the wager.
How so? And be specific.
Let's try
You've
logic.
made a grave allegation, and I expect you to back it up.
This is his price gouging for life-saving medicine because he knows nobody can take it by force.
True. I have witnessed him doing that.
Rufus has become so paranoid that he's jumping at shadows like Virgil's sexuality.
He is a volatile and confused fellow, that one.
Aurelia is exploiting people's desperation to escape by selling them hemlock.
I admit, I have grown disturbed watching her.
So you agree with everything I just said earlier, you asshole. Malleolus has trapped people in debt bondage by convincing them that rebelling would break your law.
His cruelty does seem to grow greater by the day. If you're right, my involvement has corrupted the very thing I sought to observe impartially. But if I were to accept that, are you telling me these humans could coexist peacefully, without theft or violence, without my law?
Oh boy. I don't think they would be able to do it, but this, I don't like this answer. No, but humans need to be able to use force in exceptional circumstances to correct a society. I mean, I guess that is true. I mean, if we didn't rebel at some point in our, past, we wouldn't have modern society. So I'm assuming that was necessary. It doesn't make it right, though. Again, it's the old issue of what's right and what's wrong, right?
How so?
We use violence to discourage bad behavior, to neutralize criminals and overthrow tyrants.
And how is that working for you?
Well, where I'm from, 2,000 years in the future. Oh, fuck, I just spoiled. It's working pretty well. On average, life expectancies are climbing and crime rates are declining.
So you say, and yet your world is still imperfect.
He didn't really notice. It's getting better all the time. One day, we'll get there.
Your words are breathtakingly naive. I reject your argument.
Fuck.
How so?
Wait, I'll try again. Oh, never mind. Shit. How can you expect to live us without sin if you can't do it yourself?
That is a very serious accusation, mortal. What sin have I committed? What evidence do you have to support it?
Did you abduct Proserpina and imprison her here?
I am well aware of the story told by the Greeks and Romans of my so-called abduction. It is entirely unfair. My love was dying, and I intervened the only way I could.
Oh, so
to
you
save
admit
her
there
life.
are extreme circumstances that... But didn't she choose to die?
It was an act of rebellion against the others. She knew I would have to act to save her, and I did because I loved her. I love her still. Accordingly, I reject your argument.
You trap people in the city against their will.
These people were all dead when my servant found them. I gave them a second chance at life. Would you prefer to have simply ceased to exist?
Maybe you should have asked him. Maybe?
Then you still have the option to end your life should you wish, and you are no worse off than if I had not intervened. Accordingly,
Yeah, but you didn't give them the choice. You're giving terrible punishment to hundreds of people, some for minor sins and some who committed no sins at all.
Every one of those people was guilty of failing to ensure their peers lived virtuously. They failed collectively, and so they were punished collectively. The Romans understand this, as did the Greeks before them.
Where I'm from, collective punishment is considered one of the most egregious crimes there is.
How unfortunate that we are not where you are from.
If our positions were reversed, you wouldn't want me to punish you for the sins of other people.
Ah, but I am a god, and you are a mortal. Why would you expect me to treat you as I treat my own kind? You are not a peer. You are not a respected equal. Let me ask you this.
Does that matter?
Do you treat insects as you wish to be treated? Do you care for their well-being as you would your fellow man? Do you ensure they have food and shelter and protection from predators? Do you give them rights?
We're giving rights to some animals. But no.
Of course not. Because that would be absurd, just as it would be absurd for me to treat your kind as equals.
I mean, your kind and mine can't be so different given that you're in love with one of us.
My love for her does not mean I am not superior, now that she is mortal.
Wow, that sounds arrogant. Perhaps you're not as different from humans as you think.
Bah! For a moment I thought you might have been building to a point. But I see now you are just a hubristic little creature.
If you're doing this for love, you should know that Proserpina doesn't love you.
I see what you are doing. You are trying to undermine the one thing keeping me anchored here. You are playing a dangerous game.
My apologies, I misspoke.
You have no idea how close you just came to eternal torment, mortal. You will need to do better than that.
Well, enough talk. I'm going to end this.
Do you really think you can wound me, a god, with that primitive weapon?
Isn't that a relic left by your brothers? Okay. Let's find out, shall we?
Pathetic.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Where's the crown? Where's the crown? Where's the crown? I got the crown. I got the crown? Fuck, what do you want me to do now? Rewind time and show Pluto you have Proserpina's crown. Shit, I have to leave. Ooh. Ow! Fuck! Dude, how do I even escape properly? This is gonna be a long way. Shit, ow! Fuck! Open, open, open! Fuck, he opened the wrong way. Shit. Oh my god! That was bullshit! That was bullshit. That was bullshit that they placed that right there. Good thing Pluto Nurgle Hades Osiris doesn't believe in locking doors, I suppose. Where am I? Oh my fucking god, are you serious? Oh my god, I have to redo everything? Oh, fuck.
And
well, we'll get through very quickly. And then I'll make a quick save as I try to leave. I have to go through everything just in case, though. Alright.
No. You.
Oh shit.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Well, I didn't really talk to him. I'm zigzagging. I'm doing better. I was wondering how long it would take you to pick up the wrong option. I mean, it was bound to happen, right? Well, whatever. Lady? You serious right now? Whoa. Okay. I'm a little busy right now. So I have the crown. I don't know how that is going to help me win an argument against him. Meanwhile, I still hear like screams and yelling from downstairs, but I'm trying my best to ignore that and not let it go.
I can't believe this is how
Dude,
it ends.
I don't care.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no.
Why?
Good luck with that one. I'm out. Yes, I can't help you.
I am out. Wherever you are. Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Alright.
Ulpius, no!
Fucking hell. Just get out of here. Dude.
I'll have...
Alright. This is sort of the same ending, by the way, that the mod had.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce Nergal to the... And I've been watching you, and what... But there will be time for...
Alright, so this, it's Proserpina's crown.
I would recognize that anywhere. And yet my beloved still wears hers. What is this? How did you come by it?
I took it from her after I killed her in another timeline.
You vile, despicable creature. Why would you do such a thing? And worse still, boast about it.
I didn't want to kill her, but if you don't put an end to the golden rule, I will do it again.
You have put me in an impossible position. If I refuse, you will murder her. And yet, if I agree, I will lose my wager and return to Elysium humiliated and alone.
That's the idea.
Perhaps you are cleverer than you appear, mortal. I do not see that I have a choice in this. Your treachery and savagery have opened my eyes like nothing I have witnessed in 3,000 years. And now you have shown me your species' true colors. And I see that Proserpina was a fool to have ever believed in you at all.
Dude, this is her plan, you know?
It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you. But know this, if I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend.
Why can't we go to Elysium?
Because despicable creatures like you have no place there. My kin would never allow it. The best I can do is return you to the land of the living. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest.
Why?
Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk you have taken by interfering in the natural flow of time.
I suppose.
Now, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You had best pray our paths never cross again, mortal.
Is he showing me his true form though? Oh, come on, man. Hey, Al.
Oh. Hi there. Well...
Coming to find you, I'm Curé.
Oh, I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in this city for about 2,000 years.
Right.
Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet. Apparently, there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared, said barely a word, and entered the temple of the mysterious god, this one here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to him. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive than Odysseus, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook, and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered. What became of him, and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years?
Not single-handedly. Actually, that was me. These Romans are crazy, man.
What? Oh, anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me.
I'm right behind you.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple.
Good idea.
You go on ahead.
Also because there's nothing down there now. So just fall in there and die. So, hi.
You're back! But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al?
Found him. He'll be here in a moment.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
I discovered you know who you said you were. I remember meeting you 2,000 years ago.
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions.
What happened to the people? Who are you?
You can just call me Charon, if you like. I do not. That most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time.
What truth is that?
That you died, of course.
Oh, yeah.
My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld.
Well, did I die? I mean, I know this.
As you were exploring an old tomb, unfortunately,
okay, this is the same. Luther said the coins Al and I had were the last in existence. What does that mean for you?
It means I am not. There is nobody else to ferry here.
Yeah, same thing. Can you return us to the land of the living?
I see no point in keeping you here.
Alright, yeah, it's the same.
But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story. And I look forward to hearing all about it. But you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
Sure. Is this the true ending? 1 year later. Virgil?
Hey, you made it.
Al.
It's great to see you again. I read your book, and what the critics said about it. I guess they weren't ready for your theories about the underworld. Anyway, after everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius' tablet, and I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you, I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
Hilarious.
Oh, there he is.
Quizia? What the
You're finally here.
fuck?
Remember me?
Galerius, what are you doing here?
It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Charon appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life.
Sure. You're with Equitia now?
I know. I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together.
Good stuff.
We're planning to get married next spring. If you're going to be around, we'd love to see you there.
Sure. Come in. So what are you doing these days?
Oh, I used Charon's gift to buy a farm in Umbria.
Nice.
Got a villa on it too. With enough room for Dooley, of course.
Of course.
It's hard work, but I sleep soundly every night. I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Good to see you again,
Of course. There's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you, so you'd better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
Alright. Quizia?
You're here. It's lovely to finally meet you. Galerius told
You
me
can talk
all
him out of
about you.
abolishing the things without blackmail, but you were pretty close. Yeah. I wonder if that's the other ending.
So, you're the hero who somehow vanquished the last of the Roman gods. As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work. I'm just teasing. Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious to say this, I'm finding life after religion quite enjoyable.
Well, I'm sure you do. 36 years of chastity. Oh. What you doing?
Galerius and I are engaged and expecting.
Of course.
We've just bought a lovely villa in the countryside with room for a large family. And Dooley too, of course.
Of course.
It feels like the world has just opened up for us. There's so much to learn and so many more possibilities for our children than we ever imagined. We're just so thankful for what you did for us. For all of us.
How's Livia?
Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact, she's here somewhere, if you'd like to ask her yourself.
Right. Thanks. Good to see you.
At the
Hey, Dooley.
Hello, I'm Dooley.
Hi, Dooley. I remember who you are, Dooley.
Galerius said you're very nice and a big helper. Thank you for getting us out of the bad place. I didn't like it.
Sure you didn't. What are you doing these days?
I live at Galerius and Equitia's house. They look after me now and help me remember when I forget things, like brushing my teeth.
Alright. Good to see you again. I don't care about your treasure, Dooley. I never found it anyway. Who's this one? Lucrezia.
You are here. It's nice to finally meet you. Lucy is fine. I'm making an effort to blend in, as you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile.
If you're in Italy,
If the
Lucrezia is
world
a
knew we
fairly
died
common
2,000
name.
years ago and were suddenly brought back to life 12 months ago, they'd never leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of them off. So...
Where's Julia?
Oh. She didn't make it.
Ooh.
She died from poison while you were in the Great Temple.
Fuck.
It was very sad.
I should have told him to
She
do
was
everything,
a good
shouldn't
woman
I?
and a friend. It
Sorry
was
to hear that. Alright.
You too.
So I'm assuming,
Hey.
Sensia's here. Horatius. Oh my
Evening.
fucking god, Horatius.
I take it you're the Oracle. Thanks for coming.
Krongo, a little Krongo, yeah. Good to see you,
Actually,
Cynthia.
I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't
Sure.
want to be associated with Sentius after what happened.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure if you heard, but after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple. She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern all that time.
I know.
But he's been dealt with. He's You know what? The important thing is we'll never see him again. You too. See you around.
I mean, that's fine. I don't even want to go through all the... Oh, the philosopher survived.
Greetings.
The one in the underground. Awesome.
Some soiree, innit?
Fucking Theseus.
Good evening.
Livia is alive.
Hello there.
Greetings.
Good to see you looking well, Livia.
Thank you for your kind words and for liberating us all. In all the time I was in the underworld, I never once imagined that I might end up in a place so much like Elysium.
Looking well, you know, she looks better than she did before.
And you?
Wait, no, I wanted to know what she's doing today.
I'm recovering. Octavia was kind enough to let me stay with her for a while. At least until I'm well enough to be independent again.
Oh.
She still talks wistfully of you.
Alright.
And...
Okay, who else survived?
What is up?
Kabash survived. What the fuck? Virgil?
Hello there.
Scintilla, hi.
Oh, I go by Gabriella now.
Oh, that's fine.
I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name.
Fair enough.
After you
Gabriella?
drove Pluto off, Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him.
Sounds like he got what he deserved.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing these days?
I'm living by myself on a little vineyard in Umbria.
Nice.
It's something Ulpius and I used to talk about doing when we got out, and I thought that's what he would have wanted. But it's been hard. I don't know what I'm doing, and it's just not the same without him. Mostly it just reminds me he's gone.
So to hear that.
Oh, it's hardly your fault.
Well...
I'll be alright. In time.
I mean...
I'm living...
Good to see you, Gabri. "100% your fault, yeah."
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
Zerpina?
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time.
Fucking hell. I recognize that voice.
Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention.
So you were whispering to me all along, huh?
Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected.
Oh, fair enough. You did what you could, thank you. What became of Pluto?
I don't know what happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that way.
Right. What became of Karen?
Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld.
Oh, shit.
Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will, one day.
Interesting. You created the time loop, right?
I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances as they needed to avoid his wrath. So I whispered to Sentius in secret, telling him the prayer required to create a portal in my shrine. I knew the danger of humans being corrupted by godly power, and so I put a safeguard in place. I required the creator of the portal to sacrifice their own life, so that it could only be used selflessly, to help others. What I did not anticipate is that Sentius would retain his accumulated memories from each previous day, and as a veteran soldier he had long since shed his fear of death. He quickly discovered that he could, in effect, prolong his own life indefinitely by exploiting the cycle. Of course, once I had taught him the prayer, I could not unteach him, and there was little I could do but wait for someone like you to come along and see him for what he was. We were all fortunate you came along when you did.
It was nice meeting you.
And you, although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city?
Of course.
Good, because they remember you.
Oh, yeah?
Well done, my friend.
Oh shit.
Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned, none came close to achieving what you did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas would be proud.
I suppose those were not the murdering ones. But well, dude, I got the 4th ending, so I think I have done pretty good, you know? Yes, I could have probably done a little better. Maybe saved the rest of the people, but you know, not the best version of the 4. But yeah, that's the 4th one. We hope you enjoyed Forgotten City. We'd love to make even better games in the future. You can help us by recommending Forgotten City. Yeah, I mean, the game is great. If it wasn't, you know, if I didn't play the Skyrim mod, it would have been a fantastic experience. Having played the mod before this, I sort of knew the main plot and the like side stories. They were changed enough, but you know, overall sort of similar. But as a standalone game, removing what I know from the mod, this is amazing. This is really, really good. I don't see anything wrong with that. No, exactly. And you know, they had to. I mean, they had a really good plot. Yeah, exactly. So going standalone and reusing some of the plot lines, but changing the overall theme of the game, that was perfectly fine. And you know, this is a good game. This is a really good one. Also, you know, it wasn't all the same. We had a lot of things that changed as well. A few side stories were completely different, and the entire bit going inside like the previous the ruins of the previous civilizations, that was pretty cool. That was not there before. Unfortunately, some of the big ones were, you know, sort of similar. Like, I knew the Scintilla was being kidnapped by Censius. Because I remember in the mod, the guy that brought me there is the same guy that told me, is the same guy that was avoiding the golden rule by not looking at the statues. Remember, there were like those heads, statue heads in some parts of the palace, and so by committing sins where the heads were not present, he could get away with things, so he had her locked up. Same goes for the story in the palace. It was a little different. Obviously, there was a necromancer resurrecting people. This one was the golden, the woman doing experiments with the golden statues, but you know, sort of overlapping a little bit. Dewley was exactly the same. There was like, I think it was his brother. It wasn't Horatius or whoever. Hannibal, sorry, it wasn't Hannibal, but it was his brother. But there was Dewley that had the key to the treasure that you had to find, and you had the same story about the election, and the farmer boy was the one that should have been elected. So it was, again, overlapping over there. We had the same story with Virgil as well. I do remember there was someone selling poison to people that wanted to escape. So again, a lot of similarities. But then again, this was good even coming from the Skyrim mod. For somebody that never played the Skyrim mod, super recommended. Super, super recommended. As a retelling? Yeah, exactly. And you know, I'm glad that they actually decided to go standalone and detach themselves from Skyrim and show they have the potential to make an actual standalone game. They don't need to make Skyrim mods. And I know it's sort of silly. It's something that I don't like to say, and at the same time I like to say it. But I can't wait to see what they make next. I know that comes with a lot of expectations, because when they just released this and it took them years to make, and then you play it in like 3 days and you're like, oh, I can't wait what they're making next. The developer gave up a career as a lawyer to make it. Jesus. I mean, I don't know if that was a good choice or not, but the game is great, and I think he has a lot of potential to make good games, you know, so... Hey. I hope it works out for him. Anyway, guys, that's it. That was the Forgotten City. We missed an ending. What was that? What did we miss? Ending 2. What's ending 2? The one that got away. Oh, it's going away with Scintilla, and just Scintilla. Huh? Oh. Oh, thank you, Hexa. I'll check that out tomorrow. So the ending 3 and the ending 2 are sort of similar. Okay, fair enough. It's a shame that I couldn't convince him to... I couldn't convince Pluto, Hades, whatever, to get rid of the golden rule, but you know, the blackmail also works, so... Whatever. Yeah, good game. Good game nonetheless. Hey, Icarus. It's getting cold next week. -7. Holy shit. We're gonna have a storm next week, but I don't think it's gonna get chilly. I say that because I know that usually our weather is sort of similar. Had to ask him how his people are superior. Oh. I don't know what I asked him, though. I think I told him... I don't remember. I think I tried to tell him off or something. I should have followed more logic. Doesn't matter, you know? That's it. I did it anyway. It's also supposed to snow for a solid week starting on Christmas. Man, an entire week? I mean, that's nice and all, but I guess that's another good reason to stay inside, other than Omicron, I suppose. But you know, not knowing how to get that ending, I think I got pretty close to convincing him anyway. I feel like I could have done it if I really wanted to by going back in and actually talking to him again. And just choosing the options I didn't choose the first time. But I sort of wanted to finish in time today, and yeah, I don't want to then have to redo it again to steal the crown and see if that was a different ending. So far for a guarantee on the forecast, but I hope it dumps and shuts down the city. Yeah, that'd be nice. A little quiet, you know. I like when that happens, especially when it's like around Christmas where people don't really have to go anywhere anyway. God, the neighbors are still being loud. It's almost midnight. I hope that's not because, you know, the kid doesn't go to school until the Christmas holidays are over, and so they stay up all night making loud noises and everything every night now. That would be a fucking nightmare. I sort of kind of hope they would go away for the holidays. They may still go. Sometimes they leave for holidays, so fingers crossed they just go somewhere for a few days. Especially after the 27th. I'd like to work in peace. But yeah, that was the Forgotten City. That was perfect, actually. It ended exactly when I wanted it to end. And tomorrow we're gonna play the next event in Path of Exile. Where I'm going to get destroyed by a bunch of bosses in Act 1. We're gonna find a Shaper in the mud flats and get destroyed by it while attempting to kill it, because I will attempt to kill them, which is insane. But honestly, what's the point if you don't try to kill them? I'll be disappointed if he doesn't show now. Oh, I'm fully expecting to never see Shaper until mapping, honestly. I think they're gonna be... that depends, honestly. If they waited the boss spawn rates, Shapers and Elders and all those ones are gonna be rarer than the other ones. We're mostly gonna see a lot of map bosses, is what I'm guessing. But hey, maybe the game will prove me wrong. We'll see. We'll see. We also got a new portal, don't we? What? Which one do we get? We get the Malachi one. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's alright. And I don't know what's gonna happen Saturday. I may be still playing Path of Exile, maybe not. I don't know. On Sunday we should be hunting with Grey Fox. If he is still up for it, of course. If not, I'll just find something else to do. That's not an issue. There's a couple of games that I want to try out of the Game Pass before they get removed. They were on my Steam wishlist. I'd like to get rid of them, you know, at least do a one-shot to test them out. But I don't have that many games left on the Game Pass. I have a lot of long games, though. So we'll see. I wonder, anybody finished Next Space Rebel? Do we finally know how long that game is? About 20 hours, huh? That's a lot. That's a lot of time building rockets. I don't think I'm gonna go back there. I sort of hope it would be something like 8 hours. But on average, they say 18. Leisure, it's 21. So I think I'd be closer to 21. Yeah, nah. It's fine. It was fun for like a one shot. And I do still have more games to play. They're all long games though. They're like 20 hours plus games. And that's being generous. Some of them are like 30, 40, 80 hours. I just have a lot of RPGs left. But yeah, I'll figure something out. It's fine. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go now. So thanks for watching. I will be back tomorrow. We're gonna play some more Path of Exile. I'll see if I can actually make the build function and if I can find the uniques required, considering that every boss that you kill drops a unique guaranteed, or uniques even. So we'll see. Yeah, have a good day, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. For now, goodbye.